following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
You do have Trevor Lawrence. You have your quarterback of the future. We just don't feel like you have the coach of the future. You went out and got Urban Meyer, and it's been nothing but a circus since then. So here we go. Best worst case scenario for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Best case scenario is that you got the golden arm, you got the golden hair, and you're going to get a bronze finish.
There's no shot they finish better than third in this division.
No.
None. There is no path to that. You are light years behind the first two teams in this division. Mm-hmm. I've said this repeatedly. I didn't like the Urban Meyer hire. I still don't like the Urban Meyer hire. I just don't think it's good. I think everything that think about how much of a zoo atmosphere you've had around Jacksonville since he took this job. Mm-hmm. You got pro wrestlers in your office, Tony and Shad Khan just all the time with different shit. The Kadarius Toney thing that I reported on this show, now you got Travis Etienne that you're running out of the slot.
Wait, what was the Kadarius Toney?
They were all in on Kadarius Toney. There's a rumor that when the Giants took Kadarius Toney, that Urban basically shit in his pants and went, "Oh, I need that guy," not realizing that he has that guy named Laviska Shenault. Do you know how many snaps Travis Etienne ever took in the slot or outside at Clemson?
No.
In 3 years.
22.
61.
Oh.
Ever. 61 snaps he took in the slot or outside. This is the thing where a lot of people come back at me and say, "Oh, well, they're just working him out there." He's a running back in the NFL. He's a running back in the NFL that, oh, by the way, had hand problems for about the first 2 years he was at Clemson. Mm-hmm. Was not always the greatest run blocker you've ever seen, and the tape bears that out. So you're going to take this guy who has no real experience in the slot. He was a decent enough receiver. He improved the hand thing at Clemson. He still didn't become a good receiver. And it's all of these things that it strikes me as Urban Meyer thinks he's smarter than he is. Hiring the strength and condition guy from Iowa. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? You got federally deposed by the federal government over that. Nobody with a brain thought that was a good idea, but Urban Meyer did. Mm-hmm. Because Urban Meyer is used to no one telling him no. And he said the draft fucked with him to a point because he's used to getting what he wants. This is one of the problems that happens when college coaches take over teams like this. Now, you want me to say something rosy and rose-colored glasses here?
Yes.
I don't have much, but I can try.
Well, I mean, it's obvious that Trevor Lawrence comes in and he has the weapons. It's the one thing that I do like for Trevor Lawrence. I believe in DJ Chark. Be really
honest, though. Outside of DJ Chark and Laviska Shenault, what do you feel great about?
Well, I mean, obviously, Marvin Jones is considered over the hill.
Jesus Christ, that's a name I've heard one too many times this offseason. What? Marvin Jones. He was in one of the pass-happiest offenses in the NFL. And he would still disappear for 8 weeks at a time. Mm-hmm. He had huge fantasy games, which is why people think he's more of a receiver than he is. He's fine. Mm-hmm. He's nothing to write home about. Mm-hmm. And to me, you're blocking off guys like Colin Johnson, who I think he has a future in this league.
Okay, look at it this way. We just talked about the Indianapolis Colts. Do you like the Colts receivers better or the Jaguars receivers better?
It's the Jaguars.
Okay.
I mean,
that was just kind of my point. I'm not saying they're great, but I mean, it's better weapons than we've seen a lot of rookie quarterbacks come in the NFL with. So, to me, that's your big high point. The weapons on this team I really, really like. I mean, obviously, I feel like they should have a tight end that's legit. I mean, I've seen Chris Manhertz play for years and don't believe he's anything special. James O'Shaughnessy, okay. It's to the point in your tight end room where you brought in Tim Tebow. So it doesn't really give me a lot of hope for the rest of the crew at tight end. Your offensive line is not good. You shouldn't have given Cam Robinson the franchise tag.
That's still one of the dumbest things anybody's done all year. Mm-hmm. Cam Robinson, excuse me, now you got me doing it. Too much NBA.
Yeah.
Cam Robinson's not a franchise-level player. He's barely a serviceable level left tackle in this league.
Mm-hmm.
I still like the interior of this line, and I think they'll be able to run just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor's going to turn the ball over, and the defense is going to be an absolute fucking sieve. The defense is going to be a sieve. And you're coming up against riddle me this. How do you stop the Tennessee Titans?
If you're the Jacksonville
Pray to
Jaguars.
God they let you play 14 guys at a time? Because I feel the same way about the Titans and the Colts. So that's 4 guaranteed losses, and you're probably going to get shellacked in 3 of them.
Right.
But then I look at, if you want something rose-colored glasses, you play the Texans, you play the the Bengals, the Jets, you play the Texans twice, Atlanta. That's pretty much it. That's 5 of the 10 worst teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
If you can win half of those, you should be happy about that.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think you're gonna. I think you're beat. I do think they will beat Houston at least once, might beat them twice.
Mm-hmm.
If there's no Deshaun Watson, I'll guarantee you they beat them twice. But outside of that, I mean, what exactly am I supposed to be so excited about? Oh, Urban, he's a winner. Yeah, so was Chip Kelly. How'd that work out?
Not too good.
Philadelphia is still recovering from some of the things they did. Now, yes, they won a Super Bowl. It had nothing to do with Chip Kelly. I just don't. I don't buy into Urban Meyer in the least. Mm-hmm. I think you've turned it into the Cons have turned this into a sideshow 3-ring circus. And as a Jets fan, I hate it for Jacksonville because I would love for your team to be good. The loyal fans that they have, I would love for your team to be good. But it's not. And worst case scenario,
yep,
you're smelly cat.
Aww.
Smelly cat. Everybody just keeps on beating you. My fear is that they could have this bad of a schedule and still go 2-15.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a distinct path for it because of the uncertainty about what's to come. I mean, Urban Meyer feels like he's got a plan going into this year, and if he wants to play Travis Etienne in the slot and he thinks it's going to work and everybody can get on board with it, okay. But to me, you've got Travis Etienne. First off, you took Travis Etienne when you have James Robinson. That was a weird move for me in the first place. I get it, maybe you just took Travis because Trevor really wanted him. But James Robinson was the surprise of the NFL season last year. And now he's the forgotten man.
And so that's one of the things that I never understood. One of the pieces that you had was running back. Mm-hmm. I felt like James Robinson was one of the great hits for Jacksonville. And they haven't had a whole hell of a lot of them. Mm-hmm. So your response to that is we're going to go get another running back in the first round. Oh, wait. That doesn't make any sense to me. Mm-hmm. But that's how a lot of this has been for Jacksonville. Do you have pieces I like? Yes. I do still like Myles Jack. I think Josh Allen's a tremendous pass rusher. And I like the inside of the line. I think you'll be able to run. I also think Trevor Lawrence is going to turn the ball over a shitload because he's going to be given the full platter of the Jacksonville Jaguars from Jump Street. Mm-hmm. Always remember Peyton Manning got that too, and he threw 26 interceptions as a rookie. Mm-hmm. I think that's worst case scenario, but I don't think it's far off.
Yeah. I mean, we have already seen underwhelming play for Trevor Lawrence before.
If you told me,
people forget about that little stretch that he had in his second year at Clemson.
He threw a lot of picks.
Where he threw a lot of picks.
Threw into coverage. He trusted his arm too much.
Yeah, first 6 games of the year did not go well. We've seen the ability for him to be, I guess, average.
If you told me definitively he either threw less than 10 picks this year or more than 20, I'd bet my house it's more than 20. I'd bet my house, your house, and both of our cars
right
on it's more than 20 because he's going to turn the ball over. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Wells said in the comment that Indianapolis was 3-13 in Manning's first season. Yep, and that's exactly what you're about to see here. I'll be honest with you. Here's my spicy on the Jaguars. I see a path they don't win a fucking game. I see a path they go 0-17. And would you like me to take you down that path?
Yeah, take me down.
All right, let's be really honest. If Deshaun Watson plays in Houston, they're probably better than you.
Yeah.
They have a better quarterback than you. They have a better receiver than you, and both of your defenses are less than ideal. Denver, yeah, their defense could torment Trevor Lawrence.
Especially with all those additions to the secondary.
I'm going to skip the Arizona, Tennessees, at Seattle, Buffalo, San Francisco, at the Rams. I'm going to skip all the ones that you definitively have no shot of winning.
Right.
At Cincinnati, you got to beat Joe Burrow in his place. I don't love it. Do I think you could win it? Yeah. Would I feel great about betting you to do it? Not really. Then you go through a stretch where I don't see a winnable game for 2 months. All right, you get Atlanta in your place. Could you win that? Yeah, it's outside. How are you going to stop Kyle Pitts? How are you going to stop Calvin Ridley? What do you have that makes you think you can beat that?
I got Shaq Griffin and
Shaq Griffin, who's an overpaid middle-of-the-road corner.
Miles Jack. You can put Miles Jack on Kyle Pitts.
Have fun with that because he's about 6 inches taller.
Right.
I mean, then you go through another couple of weeks where I don't see a win. Houston again, who we've already talked about. That's the one that I think they win. At the Jets in December. Good luck with that. As somebody that's been a Jets fan for a long time, I will tell you right now, the winds swirl in that place in a way that you don't understand until you go into it. So one of my fears with Zach Wilson going into this year is it takes some time to get used to how everything happens in that stadium. And it's going to be 6 degrees. For a kid from Georgia who played at Clemson. Okay, then.
And then you get to follow up that with a visit to Foxborough.
Yeah, then you go to Foxborough the day after New Year's. Good luck with all of those things. Because I don't love any of them definitively.
Yeah, I don't. I guess worst case scenario, they could end up 0-17.
I see the path. I don't think they're going to. I think they will beat Houston. But other than that, there's not a lot of wins here.
Right. I think it's going to be terribly impossible for them to, or improbable, I guess I should say, for them to end up 0-17 because I think there's a real shot that Houston ends up 0-17.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If Urban Meyer was the greatest coach on planet Earth ever, if he was Bill Belichick light, the best you could be is 6-11.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the schedule's just brutal. You're not beating any of the teams in the West. Straight up, you're not. You're not beating any team in your division that's not named the Houston Texans. That's 8 losses right there. That's 8 losses before I even got deep into the schedule. That's just the divisions you play. So, yeah, that's the best case scenario. I'm not trying to be all doom and gloom. I hope it works with Urban Meyer. I'll go ahead and tell you it's not gonna.
Yeah.
But, you know, for your sake, I hope it does.
Duval. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. We are in the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sportsocracy here so you get all of our content throughout football season.